So Mighteor, as you probably already know, we create internet videos for a living. And while traditional production has a lot of certain busy times, for a lot of production companies it's the summer and the early fall because everybody's getting ready for Q4 advertising, for us, our popularity, our busyness is really fluctuating. It fluctuates depending on what kind of events we're working on, what kind of long-term proposals we're working on. There's just a lot of variance in when we're busy. I know that some of you might be wondering what is going on at Mighteor. Well, there's a lot of really exciting things going on at Mighteor. We've been working with new clients on their events. We've been working on more serialized content. We've been working on creating another season of Internet Video Masterclass. So season 2 of Internet Video Masterclass is going to be coming out very soon. We've hired some new people who you will surely be seeing on our website soon, and we have a really big announcement coming on January 1st about what the future of the company is going to be, and in fact a second office opening. So we're so excited to start to share some of that news with so many people about the growth of Mighteor. And here's like the crazy reality of all of this is when you're running your business and you're hustling the way that we are, and I have to be honest, we're a bootstrap business. We are not a venture-backed business. We're not an angel-backed business. So when you're doing all of this, you're really working hard to make sure that you have that constant cash flow of new client work, of new business, of expanding on current contracts with your current great clients. And as a result, there is just a lot of variance in what your experience is going to be like. And I think it's really important to talk about this, is the bootstrap business and how our lives are just so different from the work that maybe some of our VC-backed or angel-backed companies that are in our community might experience in how they integrate with the world, how they approach their marketing. So if you're a bootstrap business like us at Mighteor, one thing that you'll probably recognize right away is that there is a lot less resources. Your pool of cash that you have available to you at any given point in time is really only what you've made. So your revenue isn't coming from someone investing in the business for a percentage of ownership in the business. Your revenue is really what you've sold, the number, in our case, the number of videos that you've sold. And so our marketing efforts have to be really savvy and they have to be really cheap because there isn't a lot of money just sitting around to be able to do these kinds of things. So a good example is shows like this, Mighteor Monday, which is relatively inexpensive for us to do. We have all the equipment already because we are a video production company. We have people on the team who know how to operate the equipment. Really the only asset we need to find is time. And so if you're a bootstrap business who's looking to do something more innovative, you're looking to expand your marketing, you're looking to get into live video content, Facebook Live is a really great place to start because it's relatively inexpensive to do. And here's 2 things that might help you to do it. So the first thing is what I'm actually wearing right now, which is this lavalier microphone that plugs into a cell phone. This is a $20 microphone. Costs barely anything really in the grand scheme, but it just improves the quality of the audio enough that you just stand out a little bit amongst your competitors. The second thing that we're using here today is we're just using a small mount that sits on top of our Manfrotto tripod that just holds the cell phone steady. So nobody has to stand there and hold the cell phone. And again, another $20 investment. All told, that's a $40 investment in just making your live videos look a little bit more polished and a little more clean. And if you're interested in learning more about this, you can find all of these links to these products on our blog. It's just mighteor.tumblr.com. So another way that a bootstrap business can really use video in their marketing the way that we do is coming up with serialized content. And so that's what Internet Video Masterclass is. So for those of you that don't know, the first season of Internet Video Masterclass was a 6-episode show where we taught you how to maximize the quality of your internet video. And it covered everything from running times to search engine optimization to why closed captioning is an essential part of every production process. And these are things that are inexpensive and really just take, again, your time to do. So thinking about things where you just need to set aside the time to create that marketing collateral. So Internet Video Masterclass Season 1 is already available to watch right now at mighteor.com/masterclass. But we're actually just working on Season 2 at the moment. And so our approach to getting through producing the show has been to really create pockets of time in our team's calendar to review it and to edit it. And so we actually shot it all the way back in September, which seems like forever ago at this point, but we had a Friday afternoon where we had some free studio time. So we set aside 4 hours to get in the studio and shoot it, and I had some time on my calendar so that I could host it. And I wrote the scripts on an airplane when the Wi-Fi wasn't working. So you just find pockets of time where you can actually devote yourself to creating the content. And even though it might take you 3 months, or even in the case of Internet Video Masterclass, it's probably going to take us 4 months total to get it done. If you eventually do get it done and you have a plan for getting it out there into the world, it can be a really effective way to improve your engagement with potential customers. So one of the things I think about all the time is, Masterclass might have had a really nice splash at the very beginning when we launched the first season and we shared it with all of you, but it has a long shelf life. It has a long marketing shelf life in the sense that we can send it to new clients or potential clients to really show them the evolution of the company and other services that we offer to people on an ongoing basis. And then the last thing that bootstrap businesses can use for marketing as it pertains to video is really thinking about those behind the scenes moments, using Instagram live stories or Snapchat to show behind the scenes quick snippets of information that show what you and your people at your company do best. And so some examples of things that we've done recently are when we were in Costa Rica a few weeks ago with one of our clients, we created a behind the scenes time lapse of just one setup for an interview and the takedown. And so that time lapse just kind of shows you what does it look like to be on set with Mighteor. And you can see that at instagram.com/Mighteor. But those are the kinds of things where we're already there, we're already doing it. It took us 2 minutes to set up that additional time lapse element to share with yourselves and actually see some of the things that we actually do when it comes to crafting your videos. And of course, if that seems like way too much work, the other thing that you can do is you can literally just grab your phone and take pictures of different snippets of things that happen in the office and share that on your live stories. And together, it plays kind of like a video because it's really streaming, all these 3 to 5 to 10 second clips together and to share a whole story of what it's like to be at your organization. So these are just 3 easy ways that bootstrap businesses can really maximize the value of the content they're producing and the brains that they have in their businesses to actually connect with people on an ongoing basis, the way that we try to here at Mighteor. Of course, if you have money, there are definitely some things that you can do to produce even higher quality video, to create serialized content of your own that's really at the next level. But that's for another day, that's for another conversation. Today it's all about bootstrapping. Another thing I really want to talk about is leveraging your team. So at Mighteor, one thing that has been the biggest win-win for me as a business owner is seeing how my team has grown and changed and become so much more talented, and really trying to find ways to use them to tell the story of our brand. And so let me give you a really great example. We have an intern on our staff named Michael, and Michael is super interested in astronomy photography, which as a space-themed name for our business as a Mighty Meteor, it is kind of a happy accident that Michael was so passionate about space photography. So a few weeks ago, he was going to Moab with some friends, and he was wondering if he could borrow some of our really high-end equipment to capture some even fancier space photography. And I thought, well, what's the risk? There isn't really any. Michael knows how to use the equipment. He's passionate about this. He's going to Moab, Utah, which is a beautiful place, and we're going to get some great images for our Instagram account to use for our marketing in the following days and weeks. And it's turned out to be beautiful. We can't wait to share those things with all of you because the photos are truly astonishing. They blow me away. But giving my teammates the power to sort of suggest ideas like that and really grow on what we want to do here is really something that I think a lot of leaders need to try to leverage more. Creating an open culture where people can suggest these kinds of ideas and really be given the permission to run with them is the way that we actually progress as professionals, but also specifically with Mighteor as creatives. We want our creatives to feel like they're continuing to grow in their artistic prowess and that there isn't any limit to what they can achieve if they're willing to keep testing and trying and getting better. Another really interesting version of this is that the Denver Film Festival is going on right now. And the Denver Film Festival is in its 39th year. It's an incredible event sponsored by an incredible community of people. And actually, when we were still teeny tiny, we were only 3 people here at Mighteor, soon to be 7, I can't believe it. But a year and a half ago, when we were only 3 people, our videographer Chase challenged myself and himself to write, direct, and edit a movie in the course of the summer of 2015. And both of us were able to do that and have shown our films at different festivals. And Chase really wanted to get into the Denver Film Festival because he's from Denver, he works in Denver. It felt like coming home. So Mighteor actually paid for him to submit his film to the Denver Film Festival, and we actually paid for many of the production expenses for the film because we wanted to give our staff the creative room to actually grow as a person and explore what they can and do as a person. And so yesterday, it was a huge honor for me to be able to go to the Denver Film Festival for the Colorado Narrative Shorts screening and actually participate in a Q&A about the short films that were selected, Lingo being one of them. And Lingo is actually showing a few more times, so if you want to go check out when Lingo is playing, you should just check out the Denver Film Festival website. I think it's denverfilm.org, but maybe just Google it. And Lingo got a great reception. People laughed, tickets were sold out, and that's the kind of thing where, as Mighteor, we're so proud of that work. We're so proud to have been part of it. We're so proud to have supported each other as a team and as a staff in creating it. And I think that those are the kinds of opportunities that if we didn't allow people to sort of just ask the question of if they can produce something like this, it wouldn't have happened. And so it was a great full circle that happened for us yesterday, and I couldn't be more proud of the work that was done. So one final thing that I want to talk about today, which is, doing production in Minneapolis and Denver, which is where Mighteor's offices are located, versus the coasts. I grew up in northern Minnesota. I'm a huge believer in the Midwestern sensibility of hard work and humility. And I think that one of the things that we hear a lot when we're talking to different national organizations about working with them on their video content is really high quality video production being done in the middle of the country. Everyone has this misconception that all of the resources for video are on the East and the West Coast, and therefore there's no talent here in the middle of the country, in Minneapolis and in Denver where we're located. And the fact is that that's just not true. There are incredibly talented people here, and here's two key reasons why. The first reason is that, especially in Minneapolis is a huge advertising hub. So there's a lot of people who are veterans of the advertising world and very big agencies that have offices in Chicago and New York City that are part of those major global accounts that have that major global voice. So they understand the strategic need. They understand the storytelling directives. They understand the goals and the missions and the values of larger organizations. They can bring that to a smaller level. They can bring that to the production values that we bring at a smaller company that focuses on the web. And that's really where the divide breaks down. No part of the country has a stranglehold on quality talent. So yes, there's incredible production talent in Minneapolis because of that advertising funnel. I also think that, in particular with Denver, there's a huge amount of desire for work-life balance right now in the country. And Colorado is a place that seems to really have that idea on lock. Everybody here, all the leaders here, all the CEOs that I meet here are really passionate about giving their teammates the ability to live a life where they have that work-life balance. And so Colorado actually is a great place with talented people who work hard, who are very humble, but who want to go home at the end of the day and live a full life outside of their work. And I think that full life outside of people's work is what brings a lot of fresh ideas and brings a lot of passion to the day-to-day operational work that they do in their production lives. And so if you're thinking to yourself, like, is there great talent in the Midwest? Is there great talent in the Rocky Mountains? The answer is absolutely yes. And I understand that we're biased, but I think that our experience as, my teammates have lived in LA, they've lived in Georgia where there's a huge film community, they've lived all over the place. And what everybody says is we love working on these teams because these people are passionate and humble and excited about the work that they're doing. So don't get tricked by any of that. It's Monday, it's November. We hope that your end of the year is going well. We hope you're making a lot of money. We hope that you are enjoying the video content that we're putting out into the world. For those of you that haven't had a chance, we'd really ask that you check out our latest video on our Facebook page, which features one of our clients' sunscreener on Shark Tank. We're really excited for them. Their appearance went fantastic. And even more exciting for us, we got to see some Mighteor footage on Shark Tank, which was a big deal. We have a lot of Shark Tank fans in the office, so go check that out. And of course, if you have questions for our December live broadcast, which we promise to try our best to do, please send those questions to hello@mighteor.com. And at any time, you can catch us on Twitter or Instagram @Mighteor. Thanks, guys.